Ship it up, ship it up, ship it up.
(8,766 days. That's how long it takes, on the average, to reach the top of an organization. But while CEOs play hard, they play even harder. I'm Lois Calderon, here at the badminton court, and this is the other office. Our guest for this episode is a C-suite executive from the Gokongwei Group, one of the Philippines' biggest landlords. We get up close and personal with Jericho Go, President and CEO of Robinson's Land Commercial REIT. A pioneer in the BPO sector in the late 90s, he was the brain behind the first IT park in the Philippines. Fast forward to this decade, his IPO for Robinson's Group REITs was the biggest public listing for this asset class. We play badminton with Jericho Go and watch how he teaches us the many strokes and smashes to deal with blows, not only in the court, but also in life and in business.
Hi, Lois.
Mr. Jericho Go!
Welcome to my other office.
What a privilege, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Show me your other office.
Okay, it's all green, sustainability.
You're a champion. I'm so privileged that we have your family
Yes,
here joining us today.
yes. So definitely this is something that we do together. So the quality time that we have, we try to spend it together, and which better way to spend it than doing sports, right?
And that's always on a weekend,
On the weekend, yes. Saturdays.
And just at the heart of your villa.
At the village, yeah.
It's been a long while, ages ago actually, that I've last played badminton. I was just in my elementary. I was wondering if you can teach me the basics.
All right, so as you can see, first I wanted to show you the court. So it's a big court. We have 3 courts here, but we rarely play singles here, mostly doubles.
Okay, and which lines can we just navigate during the game?
So if it's doubles, the entire court is at your disposal. It only varies during service, but for singles, if it's just going to be just the 2 of us, then the outer lines, the ones here, and then the ones on the other side are not included. So any shot that is served within those lines, if it's not returned by the opponent, is a point.
Okay, now the serve begins the game. It kicks it off.
Yes.
Okay, if you can show me how it's done, if it's a singles match.
Well, before you learn how to serve, you learn how to hold the racket first.
Okay, just
Okay.
like okay,
So first, pretend that you're holding an axe. Okay?
an axe.
So you're holding an axe, so it's straight. Make sure that your thumb and index finger are on opposite ends, because the index finger is the one that gives power to your shot when you are smashing. And then when you're defending or driving, it's the thumb that gives the power to return. If you don't hold it properly, then there's no power. You'll find it very difficult to return the
Like
shot.
poking.
Yeah, yes. No, it's like, like hitting a log, right? So that's
Okay.
the first thing you have to remember. And then in service, so let me get a shuttlecock. So the shuttlecock has the feathery part and then the round part, which is a bit hard. So the round part is the one that you hit with the racket. So it bounces. There are usually 3 sets. So that the one who wins 2 sets out of 3 wins.
Okay,
It's a race to 21 points.
race to 21. And how long does that take usually?
It depends. If you are evenly matched, it can take anywhere from like maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes one set.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
that long.
and that's very exhausting.
Exhausting,
Because
okay.
badminton is the fastest racket sport in terms of the speed of the shuttlecock compared to like tennis and other sports.
And how do you prepare for such game if it's that tedious?
Okay, so first, it is best that you undertake proper training courses from a professional. Because once you start playing and then you learn bad habits, it's very hard to unlearn that. And that becomes a problem. Because your footwork will not match and you might injure yourself if you don't have the right footwork.
Having said that, can you show me some footwork that will be useful?
Okay, usually,
in the game?
so when you play, it's like you're fencing. It's like steps, like that.
Okay.
Step back, lateral. So you never do this.
Okay.
You're going to injure yourself. You might get tripped. So it's like you're fencing, right? So it's like movements. Usually one step each time. Each time it's one step. So you start left foot in front.
Left
right
foot in front.
Okay, right foot. And then let's say you're getting a shot there. So you move forward. 1, 2, right? And then for example, they release the ball at the back. Then you recover.
Recover.
Then you go 1, 2. But you have to raise your racket. You have to have quick reaction time. If your racket is lowered, then the time that you're able to get it up and hit the shot, you're wasting precious seconds.
That's physics.
Yeah, because it's so fast. So the moment you raise and it's late, chances are it's going to hit the net. For example, you're trying to hit the shot in front. It's like fencing, no? Step. Depends how far it is. Usually 2 steps are enough. And then when they try to hit the ball high behind you, then you have to move back and then move like this. Because that's one way to avoid getting injured because you don't do that. So it's just one foot moving back and the other foot staying in front.
Okay.
Then it's like fencing.
It's hopping, sir. Like
It's
hopping.
like hopping.
Okay, hopping. Not cha-cha.
Not cha-cha. So this is going to be an easy serve. Okay, ready?
I'm sorry.
It's like you were trying to avoid the shot, huh?
What you call that?
Outside. My point.
Gosh, my
Okay.
first shot and I
So
lost
again,
the point.
remember the hold. If it's high, so you hit it in front. So basically, you move your right forward. So then it has to be a follow through. Okay, ready?
He's a very good teacher.
Okay, ready? Wow, very good.
Yes!
Okay.
Okay. So
Okay,
that's
one more.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Yay! That's my first
That's your point, huh? That's your point.
Okay, so sir.
And then there's another serve.
Okay.
This one is called the short serve. So be ready. Okay, ready position. There.
Oh, did it enter your side?
No.
It
So
didn't.
that's my point. My point.
Okay, so it has
So that's
to
a
cross
short
it.
serve.
Short
So
serve.
that's the usual serve for doubles. It's harder to return. Oh, very good. Oh, very good. Oh, very good.
We'll have a match and it's doubles. Could you introduce to us who the other players are?
Of course, Lois. So to the other side, one wearing black, my wife, Dol,
Hi.
and then my youngest, David.
There. Hi. Thank you for joining us. So we'll start.
Yeah, we'll start.
And we
Okay.
start with.
All right, partner.
All right,
Ready,
good luck.
ready. Okay, ready. Oh,
Wow. Wow, that's fast.
Lois, come on. Yes. Almost. It's okay.
I
So
lost.
they're serving to you now.
Okay.
Okay, well, that's
We
1-0
lost
in their
one
favor.
shot.
Okay.
That's a wrong shot. Okay.
All right. Almost.
Oh, almost.
2-0.
So where did I go wrong? It's too weak.
Footwork and maybe the grip.
The grip.
The grip. So
Okay.
remember, it has to be in between the flat part.
Okay.
So we'll get that point back.
I'm such a bad player, you know.
All right.
No beginner's luck here.
We'll get it back.
Okay, with vengeance.
Oh, that's our point.
Yay! So it's 1-2, is it?
Yes.
One,
Your
two.
serve. Your serve.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
ready.
Oh no!
Almost,
Sorry!
almost.
Oh, my God.
Maybe easier to serve the short one.
The short one.
Yeah. So that's 3. They're serving to you now. 3-1.
Okay, 3-1.
Okay, ready?
Oh my God!
No mercy, huh?
No mercy.
Yours, Lois. Very good. Yours.
Yours, sorry.
It's okay.
Okay,
Let's see. Their point.
don't worry, guys. There are 3 sets. It's a race to 21 points.
Okay, sorry. Your turn. Yes. Okay.
Yay!
2-5. Okay, ready.
2-5.
I'll give them a high serve. Lois. Okay, Lois. Yours. Yes. Ooh.
That was a tough game, but we lost.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, you win some, you lose some. But what is more important is, rather than the losing, what lessons have we learned?
A lot I've learned.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
That you're not always lucky at the beginning.
Yes. Beginner's luck is a myth.
It's a myth.
It's a myth.
Okay,
That's
because
right.
you have to really train.
Yes, you really have to train. And I think, again, remember when we were getting started, I mentioned to you that fundamentals are key. Because when you start off, you just try to play and not get trained properly, you will have bad habits. And those bad habits are very hard to correct when you're already too deep into playing.
Just like in business.
Just
if
like
you
in
you start on the wrong footing, that'll get you into trouble, and you maintain that bad habits.
So that's why for business, like, what are your corporate values? So values is key. That's why for the Gokongwei group, we have entrepreneurial mindset.
I read about it. You have to test me.
Yeah.
So entrepreneurial mindset, integrity, that's the last one. The third one is, oh my gosh, I forget now.
Color green.
Sustainability.
There you go.
Yes.
Stewardship.
The
Sustainability.
stewardship, yes. So the 3 core values. Why 3? Because I'm also curious, you've named all your assets, a portfolio, but with the Greek alphabet, the alpha, beta,
Beta,
omega, gamma.
gamma, that's
I
right.
know it's used in trigonometry and geometry, but why is that so?
Well, actually, it came from our former president and CEO, who's now Secretary for Investments and Economic Affairs, Secretary Jericho Go. So he was the one that gave those names. And I think it's just a way of being able to keep track of all of the projects that we are creating. We want them to have a value, and again, following those core values, please keep in mind that one of our commitment is green certifications for our buildings. Saving the environment, stewardship is very important.
Now I want to talk about integrity at the very fabric of your organization, and I see that also in you. You've been telling me earlier stories about your rise to the top, or you've been there, but then you encountered setbacks. Can you tell us the story of who is Mr. Jericho Go, the CEO now of Robinson's Land, a commercial REIT, now, and who was he before?
It was not, Lois, it's not always the up and up, right? When I was getting started, of course, graduating from college with an honors degree, you know, you tend to have all of these feelings of sense of entitlement and feeling that you're the master of the universe. And that carried on in a couple of jobs that I've been in. And earlier on, I kind of lost my way. I started to look down on people. The personality wasn't right. I was somewhat disrespectful at times. So I felt that everybody was there for me to order, to command. And
Because you came from a wealthy family.
No, actually, well, it started off as wealthy. And then, of course, at some point the business went down, and then we had to rent house and went from house to house. So we've had a lot of highs and lows. But I think what's important to mention there is you always have to keep your foot on the ground, you know, and always remember that everything is a grace. Once you start forgetting that, then a lot of things will start to go wrong. which is what happened somewhere during the early part of my career. Of course, you've probably heard that I was very instrumental in the creation of the very first IT park in the Philippines and registering it with PESA. So at that time, it gave me an opportunity to rise to a very high level in the organization.
At a very young age.
At a very young age. And, but it doesn't mean that when you're at a vice president level that you can just say things that you want to say about people that hurt their feelings. That's why for me, there was a wake-up call, and I realized that for an entire year, I didn't have a lease transaction. And so I made a conscious effort to go back to church on bended knees, pray to Mama Mary, ask for forgiveness from our Lord Jesus Christ, and promise that, Lord, if you will help me save my job, because I already have 3 kids at that time and a growing family, and please help me save my job. And I promise you that from here on end, I will practice the value of true humility and to give glory back to where it belongs to begin with, and that is you, O Lord mighty God. Wow. So I hope, that it is never too late. No? It is never too late to be humble, despite so many achievements that we have, because it is only through grace that we will be able to give back to others.
Wow, that's a very touching story. I really feel privileged hearing this story straight from the man himself. And all these years that I've covered you, the Robinsons and the Gokongwei group, I haven't seen that side of Mr. Jericho Go.
Maybe that was the time that I was entitled, I felt entitled, or I was like heads in the cloud and, very unmindful.
As a CEO, what is that path that too few CEOs actually did not take, the road less traveled?
I always say that the reason why vice presidents are in those positions, why CEOs are in those positions, is because we need to practice servant leadership. We have access to top management, the decision makers. We have a good amount of material and financial resources. These are what our people, these are the things that are needed by our people to be able to deliver their the performances or the objectives or the goals that they promise to give to the company. So rather than demanding all the time, as CEO, can't we tell them that I'm here at your service? I'm here at your disposal. What is it that you need? By the way, that very same concept, no less than Mr. Lance Gokongwei practices it. The very first time that I was introduced to him, my first day at Robinson's Land Corporation, you know what he asked me?
Why?
Jericho, may I please have your number? I said, sure, sir. Yeah, because I still don't have it. And I wanted to give you my number so that if there's anything that you need that will help you achieve your goals and objectives, please don't hesitate to call me. I'm here to help. I'm here to help. So if our principal, the top guy of the company, has that mindset, servant leadership, why can't we? Great leaders have humility and they practice servant leadership. When I started to have more and more responsibilities, the task just tends to become more and more challenging, more and more difficult day after day. More and more is being expected of me. So I went back to church and I said, Lord, I remembered before I already made a covenant with you to save my job, but this time it's another one. May I humbly, politely, gently request that we exchange jobs. Can you please take over my job at Robinson's offices at RCR? Because I believe for it to be successful, I have to surrender everything to you. In return, and I hope you don't feel shortchanged by this, I will speak about your glory, the infinite graces and gifts that you have given me, our team, and the entire family. This is the true essence of Jericho Go. The Jericho Go that you see now is the Jericho Go that has surrendered everything to our Lord Jesus Christ. So I will never be surprised how from good it becomes a much greater company and the greatest company.
It's the biggest REITs in the Philippines and the biggest IPO at the time.
God's grace. Everything is through God's grace. Imagine being able to pull that off during the pandemic.
Exactly, 2021.
Who would have expected oversubscription, highly successful, and even today, right? So going from strength to strength. And there's only one explanation for that, God's grace. So thank you for this opportunity, Lois, because now you're able to tell people out there that, oh, the reason why RCR Robinson's Offices RLC is successful is because we have committed everything to glorifying God, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. So now we want to be able to share everything, and now it's not a secret anymore. And the true secret, which we don't want to keep as a secret, we want to be successful, be kind to others, glorify God. You cannot say that you love God whom you do not see if you do not treat the people with kindness, the people that you see with kindness.
You've been raised by the Augustinian friars, the priests. Apart from those lessons, you have this discipline, right?
Yes.
And you get it from your sport. I know you've been playing so many sports. You're very athletic because I've been following you on Facebook.
When I was much younger, yes.
So I was really, dreading that part. I thought I will be playing basketball together.
No.
So I'm glad we had this badminton. How does that discipline relate, or how do you apply them to your business decisions, especially those times that, you're in a bind?
For example, remember when we were playing, I was actually trying to identify spots where our opponents were not there, meaning you try to hit the ball where they're not there. So in business, it's like you're trying to look for your niche in the market. So where there are opportunities, you try to identify them and you try to penetrate that particular part of the market. For example, when we were getting started in Robinson's offices, one of the very conscious decisions was to register our buildings as green certified buildings, so LEED and EDGE. But we added
by the
to
World
that,
Bank, IFC.
IFC, that's right. But we added to that. Today, we already have a hydroponics farm on top of our office. And what this basically means is that we are leveling up, no? And all of the workspaces that we have created in our office, we'll also see that we have prioritized sustainability. So low flow water fixtures or toilet fixtures so that we save the water. So it's all about being able to identify and tell people that not only do we have a super class A building, but it is sustainable.
Water, and also it's energy and water.
Energy and water. But also the air quality. What we simply needed to do was to increase the air circulation or the air exchange so that fresh air comes in, stale, old air with maybe some bacteria or virus, it's expelled. The health and wellness of our employees is of primary consideration.
In the several articles written about you here and in Asia, the common denominator is that you have this welfare for the Filipino people and for the Filipino family. How valuable is the family to you?
They're everything. Family is everything to us, to me. I may not have realized that earlier on because I was like, there's this term, you're burning the candle from both ends of the stick, right? Before I was like working like 12, 16-hour days. You don't get to see them when you go home because you're already asleep. That's very hard, that's very difficult. And I'm just very fortunate that my wife has always been there.
And she was here even today during the taping.
Yeah, so yes. You see, it's true what they say, behind the success of a man is a woman. Because I couldn't imagine being where I am today without that kind of support.
We had the privilege of experiencing that kind of kindness from her because she welcomed us this morning. It's just amazing that even in your job, you value the family because the kind of work that you do, creating office space, has a multiplier effect. Can you elaborate on that part?
The Gen Zs and the millennials, people think that they are not able to stay in the job long enough to be able to make an impact, but that's not true. All they are actually looking for is a sense of purpose. So we told them that every time we work so hard to be able to complete our projects, we're able to generate direct employment, and that direct employment has at the very least 5 times multiplier effect.
And when you create jobs, people stay and they don't have to go abroad, and therefore the family would stay together, stay intact. You don't have those social problems.
Thank you for following our press releases. And
I did my homework.
Thank you, thank you.
So you're really contributing to nation building. I'm really amazed by your stories and the values that you've shared. If we are to sum them up into 3 tips to success, what are your 3 tips to success for those who are looking up to you as role model?
Thank you. First tip, when you're going to do something, as much as possible, make sure that it is something that you love doing or that you're best at or good at. Because when you love doing something, it's like you're not even having to work for it anymore. Then the second thing that I wanted to share is, I think, have a higher purpose. You see, there's a reason why we were put on this earth. Walang sino man ang nabubuhay para sa sarili lamang. So that's a song. Nobody lives just for the sole purpose of doing or achieving things for himself or herself. And last but not the least, kindness. We don't talk about it enough. We all have faults. We all make mistakes. Sometimes we hurt people's feelings. Sometimes unintentionally or maybe intentionally, when we forget ourselves, we hurt others. But there's always an opportunity to do good, to be kind. A lot of the things that we have achieved in Robinson's Land Corporation is the hard work of our former president and CEO, of course with the support for chairman and now president and CEO, Mr. Lance Gokongwei. So formerly it was Secretary Frederick Vigo. His nickname is Dek.
Dek.
So he inspired us so much, such that we created a set of values pattern with the initials of DEC. So the values of dedication, excellence, consistency, and kindness. So we have a slogan for that. So we say that without dedication, you will never start. Without excellence, you will never flourish. Without consistency, you will never finish. And without kindness, nothing that we ever do will ever matter. So all of those things are very important to us, because I'm sure you will agree with this, Lois, when we say that you probably won't remember the brightest kid in your grade school class, the most beautiful, the one with the most achievements, right? But I'm pretty sure that you would still remember that person that treated you with utmost kindness when nobody else would. Mm-hmm. So shout out to Luisito Geronimo. You might not remember this, but you welcomed me in Colegio San Agustin, grade 1, grade 2, grade 3. So when I had no friends at all, you approached me, offered to share lunch with me, recess time with me. So I will never forget that, Luisito. So thank you for being my very closest friend until today.
This is a personal question. Were you bullied, when you were grade 1? And then you had Luisito there by your side?
Not really bullied, but because I was new, so I had nobody to converse with or to have lunch or recess time with. So I felt isolated, I felt alone. But he reached out and said, I don't want to have this kid eat recess or lunch alone. And so I never forgot until today. And I'm already past 50.
And you're still friends?
Yeah, still friends.
Beautiful stories, sir, and beautiful stories and beautiful game. It's been a privilege playing badminton with you and your family and hearing your stories. Thank you so much, Mr. Jericho Go, the CEO of Robinson's Land Commercial REITs.
Badminton can be fast and furious. It's a sport that forces you to plan quickly where and how to move, how to smash, whether to use backhand or forehand, and deal with setbacks. That mental agility trains your brain on strategy, not only in the badminton court, but also in surviving life and business. Now dust off your shuttlecock and racket. Smash it off for a healthy start.
Ship, ship it up, ship, ship it up, ship, ship it up.